All right, everybody, settle in. You're not going to want to miss this week's episode of The Edge. We're up here in northern Saskatchewan with Kisslinger Outfitting.
Live on the edge, 'cause brother, win or lose, it's all in what you do with the chance you're given. Yeah, through the wind and rain, you feel your heart pounding. You got one shot, what you got? Tell me what's it gonna be? You gotta make the most of this opportunity. If others fail, make sure you succeed. On the edge.
The Edge is sponsored by Seek Thermal, Prime Archery, Cabela's, Hornady, Vortex, High Mountain Seasonings, Browning, G5 Outdoors, Stealth Cam, Grizz Targets, Hawk, Jimbo's Archery, Driving Force, The Enforcer, Plano Field Locker, On the Money, and Outdoor Edge, makers of the sharpest, strongest replacement blade knives.
Always on the way to camp, it goes by quick because the anticipation to get there is high.
We rolled into camp in the pitch dark, but I knew we were going to be well outfitted. We're up in northern Saskatchewan hunting with Kisslinger Outfitters, and we're here for bear camp.
I've had my bear area, I believe, for 30 years now. When I was hunting here, we hunted out of tents. Everything was tents here, and then I built this. This is a cook shack. We put this cabin together in '92. Then eventually, we built a log cabin there and another one there. We got too busy in town and in the store, so we kind of quit outfitting. Of course, my boy Darnie said, why don't we get back into it?
Archery hunters, any camo, any color you want. Rifle hunters, you got to wear an orange, white, or a yellow hat, or I guess no hat or whatever, and at least in a red vest or a full color. Got it. Yeah.
So Darwin, we brought the Browning X-Bolt in the buckthorn here for you to use today. You load up, you go in for your bear hunt, and you put one in it, okay? So you put one in the pipe, obviously you put it on safety. Let's say you don't get any action, you're getting ready to come out at night. One of the nice features here, it's got the tab on the bolt. So even though it's on safety right now, right here, okay, it's on safety, you can push this down, lift the bolt, eject your shell, take the clip out, so it's safe all the way through without having to take it off safety. Topped with the Vortex Viper. I've got you sighted in right now. It is a dial turret, so by all means, when you get to stand, make sure it's zeroed at 200.
Yep.
Yeah, you should be good to go. Other than that, standard issue stuff.
Excited to shoot it.
There you go, my friend.
All right, well, thanks.
We managed to get the classic Fueled by Hornady on there too.
You bet. Yep, it'll be fun. I'm excited to do it.
Jamie was taking Corey and I into the bait, and first thing we saw was, I think, 6 or 7 bears on the bait, and there was a sow to the left of us, a couple of cubs up the tree, and it was, we kind of scanned the area a little bit and was trying to figure out the easiest way to get in the stand, but by the time the bears parted a little bit, we got in, we were ready to go.
First night out in the stand, revved up, ready to go. It wasn't 10 minutes after we got settled in and the bears started to pour in. Well, here we are, night 1 in the stand. Just got dropped off, and we've already got bears coming in on us. They don't even give you time to get set up. Here comes another one up there. It's gonna be a crazy night. Rain started coming down pretty good and soaked, but you know, first night we saw 7 or 8 bears, one pretty good bear. Again, hoping we don't regret not taking the shot on the first night, but feeling pretty confident with the amount of bears we're seeing. That's probably the one they're talking about, a pretty good boar, eh?
It was a crazy night. In fact, you know, usually you might bring a book or something like that, but I'm pretty sure for about 6 hours there wasn't a lack of bears. In fact, we had a couple try to come up the stand. It was a little too curious, but it was pretty crazy all day. We had bears coming in and out of the bait the entire time, and I actually thought it was a sow with quadruplets that was coming in, and when I realized which bear it was, the sow was back behind us. It was a big black bear that some of the guys have seen been hitting the bait. I looked out of the corner of my eye, a big brown bear came in full tilt, getting ready to fight.
Brown bear on the right, brown bear on the right. Just be quiet, be gentle. I'm not gonna. I'm on him. Oh, okay.
This segment brought to you by Stealth Cam.
Brown bear on the right, brown bear on the right. Just be quiet, be gentle. I'm not gonna.
Didn't hit me quite there, and I mean, thankfully he didn't run very far. He kind of went less than 20 yards and kind of fell down real quick. And then after that, that's when the adrenaline kind of hit, and we were already a little cold to begin with, so the stand was shaking a little bit.
That's the biggest bear I've ever seen.
I think it's going to be pretty exciting. There's a lot of bears still to be killed this week, and getting ready to have some fun.
I didn't know what to expect when we got here, but really nice camp, comfortable beds, nice cabins.
Darnie, the owner at Kisslinger here, he knows how to take care of you. In fact, he brought in a chef for us that has 40 years experience.
First morning after a late night arrival, we get in and it's bacon, eggs, toast, hash browns, pastries, coffee's on. 40 years experience in the kitchen here. Just a phenomenal place. I don't think I've ever been to another bear camp that had food like this. When I talked to Darnie, the owner-operator here at Kisslinger Outfitting, I knew he ran a deluxe camp, but seeing it firsthand, I mean, this is deluxe. I mean, from the cabins to the hot showers, saunas, aces for bear camp.
Well, the weather's broke. We got blue skies today, and I think the rest of the week's going to be amazing. The amount of bears that are coming in, we got like 25 baits to choose from, so I'm pretty sure that there's going to be really good action this week.
And we'll see how bear-proof they are. That's it. We get in early, about 3 o'clock, set up the hawk tree stand, and immediately there's bears around us. You know, we sat all night. I don't think there was a second that went by that we didn't have bears in front of us. Weather was beautiful, just enough wind to keep the bugs down, so it was aces all the way. You know, we had a couple of good bears on trail camera, one with a big white patch on the side of it, and then a bear that we didn't have on camera, a big black one, apparently a little bit bigger than the other. So pretty revved up just to get in there and do the sit. There was bears everywhere, and we knew this big black one. We had seen him off in the distance, and he didn't come into the bait. He kind of bypassed. He was chasing this sow around, and it started to get dark, and I kept on asking, you know, Matt, the cameraman, you know, where are we at for time? When he gave me the 5 minutes of daylight left, sure enough, here comes this bear. And he comes all the way in. I knew it was the bear I was gonna take. Got ready for the shot. I think I even drew back. What's he do? Comes to the bait and lays down. Finally, in fleeting light, he stands up, presents me a great shot. I'd shoot him lying down. There we
go. This segment brought to you by Jim Bowes Archery.
I'd shoot him lying down. There we go. We drew back and put the hammer down on him. Awesome, no tracking required. We're getting a little bit low on camera light. Unreal. Big mature boar. Down Saskatchewan, got her done.
Second day I had Jason sitting with me. When we got in there, we sat for quite a while before we had any bear come in.
It was a pretty good night overall. Didn't see a lot of bears, but we saw a big one at the end of the night.
We had a young boar come in. He was in there for quite a while. About 8:45, he got blown off the bait. He come in, he looked like a monster when he come in. Not being a bear hunter, I wanted to check with Jason and make sure he was decent because he looked really good to me.
I don't know if I have that much more experience bear hunting than Darwin, but I was fortunate to be in some situations where we got to see a lot of different bears. So when the bears came out later that night, Darwin and I had a chance to talk back and forth and came up with a pretty good one.
He was standing broadside in front of the barrel. Saw the opportunity, so I took the shot. Instinct kicked in and ended up taking my second shot, and he was 5 foot from the barrel, so overall it was a very good hunt.
Really cool surprise here at the tail end of this week. Lana Kisslinger has come up. She's a good friend of mine. I got to know her earlier on this year, back in December. Hey, Sunshine.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good, good. Good to see you. I'm glad you could make it up.
Yeah, same.
A lot of fun.
Yes,
got some good girlfriends there bringing you all the way up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. This is a young lady that had some misfortune. You know, she was struck by a vehicle downtown Edmonton. At that time, Lana was, you know, still in a wheelchair. This time, you know, 3-4 months later, I get to see her and she's already up in a walker. Well, you look a lot stronger than the last time I see you. You're walking around pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't show it to anyone.
Very beautiful, talented young lady, and really happy to see her today. Means the world to me that she thinks of us enough to make the 9-hour drive to come up here and just visit with us for the day. And now I get to go and hang out in a bear stand with her, so it should be pretty fun.
You just make sure you tell Steve which is the big bears and which isn't, okay?
Okay, well.
I'm gonna learn a little bit here today.
Okay. Whoa, that's potent. Oh, I can smell it from here.
Big bear. Right there. Coming in. Okay, no, be quiet. So bears don't see good, but they see movement. So just when you move, go nice and slow. Thanks, Lana.
Oh, thank you so much for coming with us.
I'm glad I got to sit in a stand with you.
I am too. I'm very glad.
Yeah, it was fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
This segment brought to you by Seek Thermal.
The weather broke and we had blue sky, and so as we all headed out to our stands, we were really looking forward to the evening, and it absolutely turned out to be an amazing evening. We sat on a stand that hadn't been hunted yet this year, and we sat down, and sure enough, it wasn't long before some bears started showing up. But I mean, I tell you right off the bat, here comes a nice big bear. We're like, ooh, that's maybe a shooter. And I thought, well, we've still got 5 hours left to sit. Let's wait and see what happens. The bears just keep coming, and they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, there's a nice boar right behind us. It's not quite what I'm looking for, so we're gonna pass on him. But we've already had 5 different bears or 6 different bears since we sat down. This bait is a little bit more cautious type bears. They're coming in a lot slower and a lot more wary. So I don't know, I've got my fingers crossed that maybe there's a big one hiding in the back somewhere. And finally we're sitting there, and we thought this one bear that we'd seen multiple times was coming out again. And this bear walks around the tree, and when he turned his head around the tree, I saw that great big crease between between his eyes and going up into his head, and I was like, I'm shooting that bear. We knew right away that this is the bear that I'd been looking for. And so I instantly reached for my bow and I got ready. And sure enough, the boar walks in and he just plunks himself down right behind the barrel, directly facing us. I'm like, all right, no shot. But you know what? It worked out really good because I was sitting there and all of a sudden I'm like, wow, my hands are getting all sweaty. Like, what's going on here? And I'm like, oh, you really want to kill this bear, don't you? When he finally stood up, I was absolutely locked in and ready to go. And then we just got a great big Saskatchewan bear. I was sweating. I'm like, I seen this bear come in and I seen that great big crease down his head. And I'm like, I want this bear. He's down. He's down. Yes. Oh, there's bears everywhere. There's another bear at the bait right now. There's another one over there. Wow. There's one right behind us. I'm having a great time in northern Saskatchewan. I mean, I've been hunting bears for 25 years every spring, and this is by far the best place I've ever been to. Man, oh man, Kisslinger Outfitters really know how to do it. You can see her in the Seek Thermal like nothing. That's gonna come in handy tonight when we have to come back here, probably when the guy gets back in the dark. And we're gonna have to go and retrieve this bear. Definitely gonna be using this. I can see that bear walking through there like nothing. He's way bigger than I thought he was. Oh my goodness. Oh, I gotta tell you, this is an awesome bear. This is by far the biggest bear I've ever killed. Don't bend down too much. I wanna keep my eye on this because there's a bear right behind us there. I've never seen anything like it. I'm not gonna unload this gun like I normally would. I'm just gonna set it right here. Okay guys, we're just gonna do this real quick and then we gotta walk out because we're gonna have to mark this trail because we're probably coming back in the dark. But I'm gonna try and lift this head up for you real quick and show you what we got. Ugh. Look at the size of this bear. This is why you come to northern Saskatchewan to Kisslinger Outfitters. This is a beauty.
We're rolling in, the guide says on our way into camp, right before camp, you gotta honk the horn. So I reached over and I gave it a couple little beep beeps and he said, no, really get on it. So I laid on the horn and all the guys in camp, I could hear them, you know, through the windows hooting and hollering, all the excitement started.
My guide was ready to stop out there in the middle of the bush. He's like, you gotta honk the horn when we're coming in. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? That's kind of foolish. He goes, no, like we don't go into camp with a bear in the back of the truck without you honking the horn. Second tradition is if you kill a bear with your bow, you get to shoot an arrow over top of the door into the cabin. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're gonna put a whole bunch of arrows into the top of the cook shack.
Kisslingers opened up their arms to us this year, hosted us, and I'll tell you what, first time to camp, and the amenities here make it so much easier just to kind of relax. I mean, between the hot showers and a roaring campfire when you come back, it just makes it a lot of fun. I mean, every night we're back and we're telling stories and maybe a few lies here and there about our day and how big the bears were. and of course all the good shots that we did. It's just a fun place to be, and I really hope to get invited back.
The Edge is sponsored by Seek Thermal, Prime Archery, Cabela's, Hornady, Vortex, High Mountain Seasonings, Browning, G5 Outdoors, Stealth Cam, Grizz Targets, Hawk, Jim Bo's Archery, Driving Force, The Enforcer, Plano Field Locker, On the Money, and Outdoor Edge, makers of the sharpest, strongest replacement blade knives.
Hey, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of The Edge. We're wrapping it now here at Kisslinger Outfitting. I'm your host, Steve Ecklund. We got Jason Fuller from G5 Prime, Darwin DeMitt from Hornady, and of course, Helgie Eymundson, The Edge, and Big Bear Killer.
Absolutely.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.